Alrighty, we should be just about live. Hopefully, you guys should be able to hear me. We are live and proud in the chat. And it seems like the stream is up and running, hopefully. Let's just hope for the best, at least anyway. Should be able to hear my beautiful voice, see my beautiful pale face as well. Unfortunately, today, we will not be seeing Braden or whatever that other shyster's name is, whose name escapes me because it is 4:45 a.m. here where I am. But hopefully everything's up and running. So as we can see here, there's been a lot of drama with Safemoon Joe, who is, oh mate, this is a very tasty Safemoon FUD. This is about as tasty as it gets. Now, of course, Safemoon Joe, he is one of the worst pumpers out there of Safemoon. No Thomas dress up. Look, I'm not one to disappoint. God damn, I'm going to have to take my microphone off. Let's just... There we go. And, here you go. Alright. How did I find this? I actually did not find this. It was actually another guy that found this. I won't say how. And the person wants to remain anonymous, I think. But there will be a video dedicated to our good friend Safemoon Lewis, who is prosecuted and guilty of theft by deception. Also, theft of identity without consent. So the theft by deception includes cold checks over $300. So looking into this, it's between $300 and $10,000 that he supposedly stole from what I understand. Now, of course, I did want to reach out to Lewis, Safemoon Lewis, but unfortunately, he wanted to attack me and my Dead Gaming YouTube channel. I mean, I tried to reach out to him. I tried to get his side of the story, but he did not want to have a bar of it. So, you know, this is what happens. I mean, I wanted to know his side of the story. He didn't want to let me know. So, well, this is what happens, my friends. I mean, I'm more than happy to report your side of the story too. But unfortunately, it's not the case. And the sentence length was 5 years. 5 years probation, it seems like. Well, who knows? I'm still doing a lot of research on this kind of stuff. Because this deserves a video in itself. Oh, of course, yes, don't you worry. There is a Twitter FUD here as well in regards to that we will be covering today. There's so much that's been happening. And man, I've been slacking off on these videos, but that's what I love with these live streams, because I can just blabber away and have a look at all these things that have been happening lately. And the chat's blowing up. I wonder if this guy is the guy who stole my grandma's identity. It could have been. Look, Safemoon Joe could have, well, I wouldn't say your grandma's identity, but definitely could have been your granddad. He could definitely pass. He looks like one of those guys that Chris Hansen tells to have a seat over there. Need I say more? Keep going, Rob. Eventually the rug is going to get pulled and you'll get the credit you deserve. Don't worry. Look, I'm sure I'll get the credit, but I can't wait for the rug to be pulled finally. And Braden Caroni and all his scammer friends to be in jail. That's what I want. I'm documenting everything. I'm documenting everything, and don't you worry, when Gary Gensler gives me a call, oh, mate, you bet your ass I'm going to be giving him terabytes of data. So, what was he booked for? He was booked for, well, he is guilty, and he's been prosecuted of theft by deception, include cold checks over $300, as well as, hopefully it's not too blurry, I am streaming this from a 4K screen down resing to 1080p. But yes, there is a link in the description for you guys as well. And then he is guilty of theft of identity of another without consent. So he's literally stolen money from people, stolen money from people, but also used the identity of another person, which is quite interesting. And the worst thing is, while this guy was on probation, he's making his ludicrous videos of Safemoon, talking about, lying about Safemoon, misleading people, completely defrauding people. So there's that as well. Can you show the logs of how you tried to contact him? I sure can, but not during this live stream, just because of security concerns. I don't really want to show my DMs in a live stream. So I do apologize for that, but I'm more than happy to do that. I don't get Papa saying he was available to chat in the screen grab. Constitute proof he was offered this. Yes, so that's another bit of the FUD. So another bit of the FUD was this, of course, Thomas Smith, supposedly. Oh, we don't want to be saying that. Thomas Smith supposedly got a $2 million offer from Ripple. That was the lingo for a good couple months, and of course, anyone with half a brain knew that this was at least one wrinkle on their brain knew that this was quite a lie. But this guy is the director of developer relations at Ripple, and boy oh boy, was there some juicy drama recently with him talking about Thomas Smith and his role at, or at least his job opportunities. Boy, there's been so much that you guys have been missing. If you don't follow me on Twitter, you definitely should be following me on Twitter, Rob's Crypto YT, in the comments down there. But G says, I've had death threats. There was a Twitter space. So this is what we're talking about today. We're having a close look at the Safemoon Sunday Twitter space, which is supposed to start in 8 or so minutes. I'm not sure if that is going to happen, but who knows? They're probably going to crash Twitter Spaces. They're going to crash all of Twitter, I assume. But here we can see, we got a Twitter Space where people were literally talking about killing me. This is where we're at, boys. This is where we're at. I like this little tweet. Comforting lies and unpleasant truths. And of course, everyone wants to go see the comforting lies. This is what the Moon Boys need to understand. Let's have a closer look at the comments, because I am blabbering on too much. I like the sound of my own voice clearly too much, and missing you guys. I'm invested in Safemoon, but you are all scaring me. There is an AMA in 10 minutes. Yes, that's what we are doing. We are going to be streaming the AMA, which is a Twitter space. Do you have a recording of them saying that in the Twitter space? Yeah, I do. So that's exactly what this whole recording is. They did not expect that. So there were about 15 or so people in this Twitter space. It was quite small. Had some quite influential people, as you can see here, Mr. Crypto and Jeff Crypto Bulls, who have partaken in their own rug pull just recently, actually. But yeah, these people were telling me, they didn't know I was actually in the Twitter space and I was recording it all. And, you can have a listen to yourself. Actually, we can have a listen together.
I've got a Louisville slugger with his name right on it, so if I ever see him, we'll see. Yeah, we'll find him.
Real funny, that one. Real funny, yeah. Talking about finding me in a Louisville slugger.
Maori fellas who are linked with the bikies that are keen to kill the racists.
Don't say it out in public, though.
Don't talk about killing people in public. No, let's talk about that in our safe spaces in private. So these noobs were talking about this in public. What a bunch of muppets.
Yeah.
Yes, he's the one that told her to kill her.
Yeah.
And then they said that I was creating drama with Safemoon Mama, who's a Twitter influencer of Safemoon, saying that I told her to kill herself, which is completely false. Of course, there's no evidence of it, and of course I never did that either. So there goes that. And then they hope I catch COVID or something like that. But man, these people are just crazy. The thing is, the comment that they're calling me racist for isn't even racist. I was literally joking about the Safemoon calculator not working, and the server is sending out the server-side calculations to a bunch of Gambian baboons on the server side, because the Safemoon calculator didn't work. Now, I didn't say anything about any kind of race of people, but if you're connecting people, a certain race of people, to baboons, that's on you. I've never said anything of the sort, so yeah, probably you need a bit of a deep moment of introspection, because when the Safemoon calculator first came out, the whole idea was, or the excuse was, that the calculator wasn't working because they're sending the calculations server-side. Now, of course, we know that's not true, but of course these Moon Boys believed it, verbatim. So, freezing and major delay. Hopefully not. No, you shouldn't be freezing at all. And we don't have any dropped frames, and I've got pretty good gigabit internet, my friends. It's Lewis. Yeah, sorry. Have I been calling him Safemoon Joe? Doesn't look like Joe's going live for the AMA today. No need to wonder why. No. He's probably watching this live stream, my friend. So, hello there, Lewis. I say cheers to you. I wanted to know your side of your story, but of course, you had to attack my Dead Gaming YouTube channel. So, look, you came at me. I wanted to know the truth. Man, and this guy, Safemoon Lewis, of course, I think I turned off Telegram. I did. Let me just launch up Telegram. You guys will be able to hear this as well. This guy literally thinks that people stay up and post videos about him at 3 a.m. while he's asleep. You know, they target his videos. Let's have a look. Videos.
This whole thing started roughly around 3 a.m. on the Eastern Standard Time. A time I would normally be asleep. I wasn't, but I would normally be asleep. That's what they did, strategically, to try to take down and make Safemoon look worse than it is. Once again, what I said was wrong. I'm not.
So people called him out, and because it supposedly came out at 3 a.m. wherever he lives, 3 a.m. wherever he lives, it's all a big conspiracy theory. God damn, man. The whole world doesn't revolve around you, Joe. Or Lewis, I should say. Only true Safemoon YouTube channel in Gambia. Lewis is live, supposedly. Alright, well. I wonder what the comments are saying about me streaming him. Now, of course, the Twitter safe space is not up, is it? Oh, join the Twitter safe space now. Beautiful. Okay, it is live. All right. Now, this is the interesting thing as well. Let's miss Joe, and let's actually turn on the Twitter safe space. Here we go. Start listening. Hopefully, we can hear what's happening. I don't hear anything. No one's talking. I think no one's talking. I think that's what's happening. All right. I'm glad it started. So this is what I'm interested in, is actually how many people... yeah, well, see, this is the thing. Like Safemoon, not Safemoon, Twitter Spaces are a really new thing. And one of the things that I really don't like about Twitter Spaces is that there's just so many scammers that are able to pump out, you know, their Twitter Spaces where people aren't... where their things that they say aren't archived or recorded. That's a big problem because a lot of these scammers say the most ludicrous things. He's not giving financial advice. LeMayo, find a new advisor. Someone's obsessed. Unfortunately, saying you don't give financial advice doesn't mean that you aren't giving financial advice. Now, of course, I love how these YouTubers say Safemoon, they're not giving financial. This video doesn't constitute financial advice, but then they go ahead and give 15 minutes of financial advice. So, you know, says it all, really. All right. People change. Well, of course, but Safemoon Joe, or Lewis, has not changed at all, unfortunately. He's still saying ludicrous lies on his YouTube channel, lying about Safemoon daily. Daily. And he gets pulled up on it, but he doesn't correct the record, unfortunately. So that's that. Let's have a closer look at what is happening with the Twitter safe space. Of course, there's nothing happening. Let's just check on my phone if it's going to work. Nothing. Another Safemoon fail. What in the world are we doing? All right. They're saying it started on Joe's chat. Heard Safemoon Joe and Safemoon Michael have been getting paid by Safemoon devs. Who knows? Who knows? But Safemoon Lewis is what I will start referring him to by. Is getting early access to the beta and everything. So he's definitely connected to the development team, at least in that regards. Am I jealous of Joe? Not really. I don't really have a criminal record, so... Well, All right. What's Lewis charged with? He's charged with theft by deception. Let me just zoom in for you guys. Theft by deception include cold checks over $300. So I think this charge is between over $300 and under $10,000, I believe. And theft of identity of another without consent. No wonder he's gone ahead and created another pseudonym for himself. And exactly, that's what I wanted to say there, Robotics. That is a very good point. So they only have 7.6 thousand people supposedly in their Twitter safe space. Let's have a look. Only 8,000 at the moment. So this is one of the things that's really obvious. Unfortunately, I can't show you.
Hello,
Oh, here we go.
welcome to another Safemoon Sunday. We're going to mix it up a little bit here and do a Twitter space. Didn't want to take away from the team's time regarding the Safemoon Wallet launch. We're going to have Ryan, our global head of product development, joining us here shortly. Some of the stuff that we'll cover is
the Fudhound
update on the wallet. We're going to then dive into some community questions and then go through, what the FUD section. So we're just getting Ryan on right now, so just bear with us one moment.
Give me a second. So let me just try to play around with this window capture. All right. Here you go. So now you should be able to see the Twitter safe space, see who's talking. Unfortunately, I need to use a different account. What you are doing is slander. You are breaking the law. No, I am not slandering him. This is all truth. Of course, this is factual information. Here we go. Larcener
Hey,
from
Ryan,
Thailand.
how's it going, man?
Fantastic.
I'll be quiet for most of this.
Good. All right, so just as I told him, just a quick introduction, another Safemoon Sunday. We didn't want to take a day out to do a pre-record session. So we're going to be doing a Twitter space for today's Safemoon Sunday. If you guys aren't already aware, Ryan is our global head of product development, and he's been, leading the charge and getting this wallet done for the community. So I'm John. I'm the CEO of Safemoon, and again, Ryan, global head of product development. Good to have you on, Ryan.
It's awesome to be here, guys. Thank you, John, for this opportunity to be on and talking to the community. I know some people here have seen my Twitter, have heard me, talk about the product, but just to be able to speak to the community directly, I mean, this is a huge opportunity, and it'll be a great AMA for them to see kind of a little bit more behind the scenes and our thought process as we build out Safemoon. So really excited.
Yeah, so let's just dive in. Kind of an update on the wallet. One of the things that we covered is we've got a beta out right now, an additional beta for before relaunch. What's going on with that, Ryan?
Yeah, so great things. There's a lot of things that I think that were unforeseen. Coming from testnet, that were very public. And I think a lot of people, when you're in emerging tech and you're in blockchain like we are, when you shift over from testnet into mainnet, it's a whole different world. You can beta test like we did until you're blue in the face, but once you make that switch over into mainnet, you're talking about a completely different environment. It's not like your standard web server setup where you have a test environment and everything should be the same when you migrate over. It's completely different. But the good thing about that is that we've learned so much in this process that now we're going to be able to really maneuver ourselves in a different way moving forward, for security and for making sure that our product is going in the right direction.
Yeah, our focus has always been, accessibility, quality, and security. And I don't think a lot of people realize the amount of work that goes in the back end. I would say product zero, would be the Safemoon token, and then the wallet, the web swap, the liquidity pool, and the in-app swap, and the wallet itself are like 4 different products that
Yeah.
you and your team are currently working on, all being integrated together. We've talked about Safemoon being an ecosystem, and that's 100% true. And kind of go through the steps in regards to that. We have the Safemoon token, and then building upon
Look,
that, Ryan.
they've got a million. They've got a
I
million.
think the main focus has
Let me
always
just,
been the wallet, right? Everyone's
this.
like ready for the wallet. They're ready for the app store, but it's
They
easy
got
to
a million
overlook all-
followers, right? They got a million followers on Twitter, and yet they can only get 8,000 people on a Safemoon space. What does that tell you about how many actual real people they have listening to the Twitter Spaces, or real people on Twitter?
Not just going now. You won't be going in the future, and even in the near future, to just Safemoon liquidity pool and doing maybe a swap with Ethereum. You'll be able to have like Ethereum now and a BEP token as well. So this is huge, and as we grow, we're going to be able to add on to that. So now we're talking about allowing other partners to participate.
Matic, ADA. There's a lot of them. And just to clarify for people, we're not talking about the liquidity pool that's on PancakeSwap that's been traditionally used for the most part. We're talking about our own liquidity pool. And what it is it's the next building block that kind of ties together all the different products. The wallet, the in-app swap, which is something that a lot of companies don't do. While we were building out the wallet, I had other companies reach out to me basically saying, hey, we'll throw on a quick little API to access PancakeSwap. And we're like, no. We think we can do it better, and we know we can do it better, so we're going to do it ourselves. Ryan has been great to have on board. It's been great to and his team has been working tirelessly day and night on literally 4 different products. So our in-app swap connects directly to our liquidity pool, and our web swap, which is actually a different product. You're able to currently use web swap with your MetaMask and your Trust wallet, as well as and then inside of the Safemoon wallet, you're able to use our swap as well within that wallet environment. And Ryan, you mentioned that we have moderators and other people going through I would say a rebeta before the relaunch.
A rebeta.
Yeah, and that's so necessary, right? Because like I mentioned before, mainnet is a complete different environment. So we want to make sure that when we're launching this product, that we get one chance to do that in one first impression, right? So if we do that wrong and we gaff that, what's going to happen is people are going to have that first impression on us, and we just want to make sure that we do it right. And there's nothing wrong with pushing a product, especially a tech product where you have your digital assets sitting on, that you want to make sure you do it right. And that's just point blank what we're doing. And when John, when you brought me into this role, you said, I want security for our users. You said point blank, I want to take care of our users. And that's what we're going to do. So we're going to do it right. Even if it has a little bit of a delay, we're going to make sure that we're looking out for everybody out there, because people still need to understand that a lot of times when we build apps like this, we're doing it a whole different way. We're taking
pasting
from the community.
You're copy and pasting Trust Wallet code.
To the drawing board, going back to the lab, and then implementing everything they want in a completely different way. Normally, companies will hire beta teams and think tanks, and they'll then do it behind the scenes. But John, just like you've always said, transparency, and that's what we're doing, and that's what we're giving to the community. And it's an incredible thing to be a part of this, and I think a lot of people kind of overlook that.
Yeah, and it's been, honestly, I love being able to just go directly to the users, because it's instant customer feedback, instant user feedback from the get-go while we build it. And all the feedback that we received, those who were able to beta test on the first beta, were able to, all the tickets that were submitted. I watched that Slack, and I don't know how many messages, how many unread messages were there, but I read through them all. And you guys really knocked out all that stuff. And again, it was the testnet to mainnet, and the wallet wasn't just the wallet. It's not just about storing tokens. It's also about being able to use our multi-chain swap. And again, multi-chain swap basically means being able to swap tokens, coins, and everything on both the Ethereum and the BEP20 blockchain. But not only just for those right now, it's also building the infrastructure, doing code right, doing it clean, doing it the correct way, so we can integrate additional blockchains and other coins and tokens in the future. You know, everything we've done, and we've talked about this in multiple Safemoon Sundays throughout this entire time, about looking about the long term, planning for the long term. You know, being able to adapt our technology, our blockchain technology and our other technology, with future things, being able to adapt and pivot. And you know, this is stuff that you and I have talked about at length, Ryan, in regards to that stuff. And you really took it to heart with the wallet. And kind of going back to the specifically the wallet, the other item that I think a lot of people overlook, and it's a very minute point, but you've stressed it a lot, is auto updates. A lot of people have automatic updates on certain applications, whether it's iOS or Android, disabled, so they don't automatically get updates. So we have to make sure the first one is ready to go, because they might miss an update. And if we push out a bug fix, or we push out new items a week afterwards, we want to make sure that the initial launch is exactly what we've talked about.
Exactly. And it's funny you say that, because even in our mainnet beta, we even came back and said, wow, we are so glad we did this right, because we found that because we updated our encryption, that what had happened is some people that had the wallet previously weren't able to get back into their wallet because of an update. So if we had launched that, think of all the users that were out there that
God damn,
maybe didn't know that there was an update available, and then they go back to the app, oh, this doesn't work. So without being able to give them that, there'd be confusion there. And just so for clarification, for those of you who are new to Safemoon Sunday, new to Safemoon, a new user, new holder, we focus on three things: accessibility, quality, and security. And the security aspect, we wanted to use some new advanced encryption. That's, by the way, for you encryption nerds out there, FIPS certified as well as NIST certified, that outperforms a lot of the other options in the market. And then Ryan, it's the team has been working day and night, and I really appreciate everything you've been doing. Dude, I love, we
day and night, ludicrous speed.
Just the hundreds and hundreds of messages that I catch up on every day. It's just, I know exactly what's going on. The team knows what's going on. And, it's
you just said the wallet was delayed because you don't have an idea what's going on.
It's not a destination. If you chase perfection, it's kind of a paradox. There's always a next step. There's always something more that you can do. And, I always tie it back to iterate, which is something that you and I have gone into at great length.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that it's easily overshadowed when we look at all of the work that's been done under the hood. I think that it's so easy to focus on, the app and what's been done with that. But wow, what we're building, everyone who's listening here, what we're building is such a solid foundation. And the number one thing
Trust Wallet foundation,
you want to build your foundation,
it's pretty solid,
so you can scale. Well, we had to take it step by step. Right? So first you need the token, and then after that token, then you're going to need to be able to pull in an ecosystem, because you need your token to be able to connect to other ecosystems. And then we created our own liquidity pool, right? So now we can build on top of the liquidity pool. We can bring in partners. We can start adding other chains, and then we can grow. And then guess what happens after that? Well, now we have the app that is also going to sit on top of that liquidity pool. So a lot of people don't realize they might not realize that we have all these other products that have already been done and built under the hood. They're just not getting the recognition, but we're doing it right. And we're setting ourselves up for scalability. And that's what we have to do if we want to compete, and if we want to make Safemoon the competitor and build out the vision.
I like how I couldn't keep a straight face.
And with Operation Phoenix, and we can't go into too much detail regarding that, because you know
NDAs,
how I
bro.
always be like, dude, NDA. You know,
Yeah.
those things that are standard business practices that everyone always likes to overlook. But
Yep.
you know, we've got again, it's all about the ecosystem. You know, exchange. I'm going to say this subspace. You know, you and I have talked about that. And then a few other products that we're working on the back end. You know, and we need to make sure the foundations are solid. We need to make sure that everything's ready to go. And you know, we really honestly, and it makes your job a lot easier, getting direct user feedback. It just okay.
Yes.
Hey, I don't like this. You know, like with other
They
companies,
only got
you know,
10,000 people
they
in
use
here.
think tanks and other methods to try to.
They only got 10,000 people in here, and the whole shtick was that they're going to go on Twitter Spaces because that's where they get all their followers.
And we can reach out directly and be like, okay, this is what they don't like. Oh, this is what they love. This is what they hate. And, you know, you're able just to implement it on, you know, right there on the spot for the most part. So, all right. So, you know, these past couple of weeks, you know, we've been working really hard. You've been working really hard, the product development team. And,
Bloody
you know,
baloney
we've got,
caroni.
the completed items right now. Right now we have talk about web swap. Talk about Swap by Safemoon.
Yeah, they were getting 40,000 people on
We've
Twitch.
got Wallet Connect, so where they're able to use MetaMask, the current MetaMask, and their other current.
So there goes that whole
right
idea.
now and connect their wallet. And then the liquidity pool. That's two items ready to go that are currently working. Albeit they're overlooked because of the application and the in-app swap. But those are two items right now.
Their swap did not work at first.
Going on right now, Ryan?
People were supposedly losing money.
So MVP, right? So minimum viable product. That's the first thing you push out, and then you build upon that. As long as you have your foundation, your scalability, you know, set.
This guy,
things right, you're testing
Cryptonomics,
right,
he actually lost his. He got his Safemoon
like
stolen.
That's the first step. Now that we have that out, we can start looking for partners. Now we'll start looking for token partners who will participate in that. We'll start building out pairs, and we're gonna be building that out, and that in turn will also be growing Safemoon's ecosystem.
It's just embarrassing.
Swap has
so embarrassing. God damn.
You know, fee, and with that fee, there's a small fee that's going to be going into, and I'm sure you guys have seen it. It's going to be going into Safemoon's ecosystem, and
it's going to go into our back pockets.
It helps us build more products on top of the Safemoon brand.
Well,
and on top of this ecosystem.
And not just that. There's one item that was overlooked. And that's the buyback and burn. So every swap that takes place on Swap by Safemoon, on the web swap, on the in-app swap, you know, contributes to a buyback and burn of Safemoon tokens. You know, product zero. You know, so
which goes back to the holders. I mean, it goes all of this. The way to look at this is we've built this engine, right? That we're just now setting everything on top of them, taking all the holders with us through this journey. So as long as we keep doing
it's all getting recorded, Zaid. That's the thing.
And
it's all getting recorded.
We're bringing products in like we have been, and the Safemoon app will be the next product we bring in.
You're right there, Bruce.
I know so many people are anticipating this, and it's like everyone needs to realize that we're just about there. And then once this launches, you're going to look back, and it's just going to be a point in passing time. You'll be like, oh, I remember when I was, you know, maybe nervous that it wouldn't launch, or oh, that was silly. But then we're going to be on to our next product, and then on to the next, and that's how you build out an ecosystem. So right now, this is like the beginning of the journey, and it's exciting, you know, because we're able to get this user feedback. We have such an amazing community. I can't tell you guys how amazing this community is. Like the emails that we get of people just wanting to help. This has never been done. We're breaking the mold on so many different things. And how many companies do you know use their Twitters to and
all they're doing is copy and pasting projects. So
I mean, we have been done before. Speed because of that. I mean, we have beta testing, but what you guys have found is amazing. It's incredible.
Yeah.
So we're able to just go so much faster.
They found the Safemoon army found out the calculator doesn't work.
To recognize that this is what sets Safemoon apart. This is what makes it
James.
different.
It's supposed to be out by summer.
And John,
summer's over.
Just like when we met, that was kind of something you as a CEO have always told me was we need to really set ourselves apart. This is Safemoon, and this is the brand and the vision that we need to protect. and we're doing that to a T.
Yeah, and this is
Wow.
why go through charted territory when there's still so much things uncharted and more things to discover? Well, albeit a technical difference, it is a rather large difference between Swap by Safemoon and what other folks are doing, where a lot of other folks they take a shortcut where they just slap an API together into an application or onto a web swap or whatever, and it just connects directly to a Pancake Swap or Uniswap. What we are doing is building a whole separate ecosystem outside of that for our Safemoon users, for our Safemoon community, because it benefits them better. And I've always harped on, how does this benefit the community? How does this benefit our users? And I mean, you always have the right answers. Like, this is the X, this is Y, and we go through it and we game plan it. And yes, we are moving at lightning speed, and the community allows us to do that. But there's a lot of questions that we've had, and there's some FUD that was brought up, and kind of going back to the normal Safemoon Sunday structure. We're going to dive right in to what the FUD section. So, all right. Usually activate graphic that usually would be there, but we don't have that there. This is a Twitter space. So diving right in. All right. So the one of the biggest pieces of FUD items that I saw,
did say
lightning speed. There was never any wallet. Well, I would say 50,000.
Who the hell says that?
Agree with you right there. But Ryan, kind of go into the current rebeta and relaunch.
Yeah, absolutely. So, that's a funny thing. Like I mentioned before, testnet is so much different from mainnet. And you see some people, well, why do you need two betas? Well, you have to realize that testnet, for one, for those that don't maybe not understand it a little bit, when you launch on testnet, you're not actually launching with the same mechanisms that you would on mainnet. For example, on testnet, you're not testing out gas issues and gas fees because there's no gas. So that's one thing. The other thing is, now you're dealing with people's real digital assets. So now you have to have an extra level of security.
It's not wrong there.
Yeah.
And then you don't get to have that until you actually send real digital assets on the blockchain.
Well, and then it's always been funny. They're like, well, there was never any wallet. I'm like, I've sent videos out on my Twitter and photos out on my Twitter. I have it.
And out of all the FUD things, like, they target
version
this
of the Safemoon wallet running on my on my Samsung, and then I also have it running on my on the iPhone. It's like I've already sent back and forth funds and everything, and through the Safemoon wallet, and we've got our brilliant moderators currently right now working, and then also some community members working on the beta. The next piece of FUD was regarding the key moments and the website. So, real quick. All right. We are all about transparency. We're all about, keeping the community involved with our development process. So
all about transparency. Let's just siphon off 100 million LP into our back pockets and not tell anyone.
And, Ryan, you and I worked on some of them. We're going to have to revise a little bit. But these are launch goals. These are internal deadlines that we decided to share with the community.
Internal deadline for the wallet
that we are shooting.
The internal deadline for the wallet was mid-June. Mid-June. How's that going? The fuck out of here.
We're shooting to hit it. However, if we don't, we'll let you know along the way. Now, and that it works in the inverse. If we're ready way faster and way quicker than before, we'll let you know, and we'll go ahead and launch it. And this is something that you and I have been, talking about, is how do you get a launch date correctly? You know what I mean? How do you launch? And we kind of settled on launch goals.
Well, you plan projects well in advance.
We're going to share. Hey, we're shooting for October for this. We're shooting for November for the podcast.
Create a shitty Gantt chart on Microsoft Excel. Start there.
Full announcement and reveal in December. That's stuff that we are working internally, and if anything changes, we'll update them. But with your job is to put the pedal to the metal, the pen to paper, the keystrokes to code,
dotting the I's, crossing the T's,
in regards to your team and meeting those deadlines. And so Ryan, you've told me, like, hey, I will give you a realistic timeline. However, this is what we need to do. And so, kind of go through your thoughts in regards to launch goals and the key moments.
Yeah, definitely. So, I'll start by saying launch goals are amazing. And I think that we should always have a goal. Obviously, we're going to have a mission and we're going to have a goal. Launch dates and deadlines.
I'm sorry, Paul Coa. I
you
can't let you
actually
say that
start on
kind
the
of stuff, my
product.
friend.
Tend to let people down. And this goes
I
for
timed you out
bigger companies. It goes for other blockchain projects.
for 300
This
seconds.
is how we approach it.
Sorry.
And this is how we are going to be approaching this, is that we're going to have our internal soft launch dates, and we're going to discuss how many resources, what kind of time frames we're looking at, and then we're going to give milestones, and we're going to show the community, hey, these are the milestones that we've hit along the way, and these are the milestones that are left that we need to hit before we get to this common goal or before we get to this launch. Now, that's the best way to approach it, because then the community has oversight, right? Then you guys have transparency and you guys can see, wow, they've finished this, milestone 1, 2, and 3. They still have milestone 4, but they're not in the dark. They get to see progress, and we'll be able to share, kind of our journey with them as well. And so I think that's really important for anybody, for any user of any technology. Wow, I want to see progress. And when you guys see that, then we're not in the dark.
This is
anymore.
still
And I
their
think
what the
we've
FUD
learned
section.
from
They're
this
not really
process
taking on any FUD, are they?
is that you don't want to leave people in the dark, because then what happens in the dark?
You don't want to leave people in the dark.
And it's all about this is
Right.
Safemoon is for
Right.
all, and there's room on this rocket ship. You know what I mean? And everyone's part of this journey with us. It's, again, we talked about this before. Safemoon is different.
It's Twitter.
We're not going to do practices like other companies out there where they will
Twitter Spaces.
not
They're
provide, hey, this is what we're working on.
with the transcript.
We
They're
love you
crusading.
guys. Hey, beta, we're looking to shoot it for this time. Please, when it launches, we want your feedback. We include our users into the development process, and that's what I've always loved, is just feedback, whether negative or positive. It helps us not only as a company, as a corporation, but it also helps us as a movement inside the cryptocurrency space to push forward. From my opinion, there's been a lot of stagnation within this space. There's been a lot of repeat of one-trick ponies happen all the time, and Safemoon's different. We're an ecosystem.
Safemoon's different.
And
not copy and paste at all.
I can't go into too much.
You guys have
detail
not done
because of
anything
multiple NDAs
unique.
and other stuff that we've done, but Operation Phoenix is probably one of the largest undertakings that we're successfully implementing right now in the blockchain technology.
You guys
arena.
don't need to see this for now.
So we're really, really excited to have the whole Safemoon community on board, and just to kind of like tie back to the FUD points. One, yes, the wallet's existed. We're looking forward to release it soon, and then two,
soon.
In regards to the key moments and launch goals getting updated on the website, that'll be done soon as well. All right.
It's been like this for at least a month.
It's time we open this up to some community questions. So,
here we go.
All right. Let's go ahead and tee it off. Let me reach out. Hey, let's go ahead and put one of the hands up. Go ahead and tee up one of the community members.
Can I speak on the live Twitter space? No. See, I am on desktop, and Twitter Spaces is still pretty new. Seems like they're asking Fabo, one of the worst Twitter pumpers.
Hello.
Oh, God.
I believe you are muted, right? I think there we go. Hello. How's it going?
Actually, this guy's been in my DMs. Let me have a closer look.
Hello.
Look at what this guy's been saying to me. Let me just show you guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm sorry. The mic's going in and out.
Here we go.
Oh no, you're good.
So I apologize. You said you announced
This guy's
the
been in
date
my
for the
DMs.
wallet, or you said it kind of cut off.
So
Oh, we're off to a flying
are you
start
asking
here,
about
aren't we?
The launch date of the wallet.
So in regards to the launch, the relaunch of the wallet, no, we have not given a specific date, but Ryan and his team are currently working through that. And with the relaunch, remember, we have to resubmit with Apple and Google Play. And as soon as that's done, we will have more of a clear timeline. In all reality, Google Play Store is
right away.
a lot easier.
Yep.
Apple App Store is usually the wild card that comes into the development. And a lot of the developers out there who we've worked with, or who know us and who have worked with Apple, understand that the App Store is more of a wild card. So, Ryan, correct me if I'm wrong.
No, that's exactly right. And it's
Apple needs a standard, a certain standard
thing where we talk about it. This is why,
and no date,
moving forward.
It's just so sad. And let's have a look at what's happening to the price.
Make sure that everything's staged, ready to go before we announce any type of update.
Yeah, he literally did say, "Keep your name out of my mouth." Because I talked about him in some Twitter space.
Too. But at the end of the day, we're going to make sure that those are staged first, because we can never give an honest launch date.
He's one of the worst pumpers out there.
On another company to go through, audit, do the checks that they need to do, because that would be dishonest. We wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah.
So moving forward, we've learned from this, and we're going to be doing it a completely different way.
Our names are Ryan and John, not Tim Cook. So unfortunately, we don't have control over the App Store approval timeline. So as soon as we have more information in regards to that and resubmission and everything else takes place, the community will know. Thank you, Fabo.
So
thank you.
I haven't really explained what this is, but this is one of their new websites that they've been working on.
Appreciate it, Fabo.
We appreciate it.
Anyway.
All right, we have time for 2 more questions from the community. So, next one.
All a bunch of fraudsters. It goes full circle right around with Joe. Back on August the 3rd, I did say...
Just give us 1 second while we bring up the next question.
Look at this.
Oh, there we go.
I wonder why it was like,
hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
I called it to be late.
Crypto
August 3.
I just have one question. I've been fighting FUD for the whole past week.
Who's this?
I think the community. I tweeted out earlier questions that people wanted to ask. So I just have one from the community. And is there any way you can clarify and talk about how Swap and Liquify is probably being used for the exchange that's coming up?
So when you talk about an exchange, that's 2 separate actually technologies. So you have centralized and decentralized exchanges. A decentralized exchange, honestly, each one kind of functions in a different format, but it requires massive amounts of user input. Now, a centralized exchange, such as Gate.io, Bitmark, KuCoin, whatever, what they have is called an internal ledger system. Now, they can connect to the decentralized exchange, or the DEX, and they do so through the use of hot wallets. Now, that hot wallet essentially acts as a representation of all their users on a decentralized platform. So it's actually two separate technologies.
This guy's shilling
when you
bloody
talk
NFTs,
about,
not taking a
centralized
FUD.
exchange, aka an exchange, or a wallet, liquidity pool, or a decentralized exchange. So in regards to
all just shitty NFTs,
function,
literally,
it's a different. That wouldn't necessarily be applied to something like an order book, which is essentially how a lot of these exchanges work. Is they work on an internal order book and they match buys and sell operations between the two, between 2 users. Appreciate the question. I hope that provides clarification. I highly recommend the community look at the difference between a decentralized exchange and a centralized exchange, and the different technologies that go into implementing the 2 of those, because they are very separate in their functionality.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, and thank you so much for making Safemoon history with this space, and I appreciate you guys.
Appreciate you. Thanks for the question.
Yeah, I sure did see that they
All
removed
right,
the
last
NFT
question.
button. Last question. Jeez, that was half an hour or so. Oh, we're going to have a little bit of fun
Please,
with
please
Joe.
raise your hand if you would like to speak.
I've been pretty quiet as well, so you guys are missing my beautiful voice as well. So, this is like beta 3. Come on there, Safemoon Ponzi. This is where no one wants to talk. It's a
Last
shame.
question. Just raise your hand if you'd like to speak.
Come on, there's definitely people asking questions.
Hello.
Hello.
So the
Hi.
problem is I can't ask because I'm on desktop.
I'm from India, and I'm a student. I'm having a question, a small question. Do we have like a reversible reduction like Binance did? They reduce their token. Such plan do we have?
Are you talking about Burns?
Can you rephrase that question one more time?
Okay. Like Binance had did their reversible reducing tokens. They had burn with their blockchain. Do we have like that? Like we will burn, we will reverse the
Manual burns.
number of tokens through blockchain.
Come on, get it through your head, Cody.
Okay, so Safemoon is actually a deflationary token, and so there is a burn that actually takes place inherently after every transaction that takes place on
I did say that there, Flummy.
system.
You should check out my Twitter.
So the short answer is yes, we do have a deflationary aspect, and yes, there are many tokens taken out of circulation. So yes, it is. You could say it is similar in regards to that, but we have a native deflationary aspect to Safemoon. So I hope that answers your question, and appreciate your time.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right. So that kind of concludes community questions aspect, and we're going to go ahead and wrap this Safemoon Sunday up. Ryan, so the next 3 steps for the Safemoon wallet, correct me if I'm wrong, it's 1, finish up the rebeta, get the feedback and revise, resubmit, and then launch.
That's correct. Yep.
Problem is I can't talk to him because Safemoon blocked me.
We're flying through this beta right now, and because of the community's input, we've been able to go so much faster. And once we get through this backlog of all the things that you guys want, because you guys are really passionate about what you want, so we are like pushing through those. Once that's done, or at least
boys?
All the priority items are finished, then, like you said, John, we're going to be pushing out to Google Play first. Our plan is to launch Android first, and then following that will be iPhone.
Awesome. Yep. And again, as we stated earlier, usually Google Play is a little bit quicker. And then, but once those are
so I have to be on a troll account,
resubmitted
on Firefox on a different browser,
and then it's just waiting on the approval process. But yes, right now we're projecting that Android, albeit some miracle coming down and Apple going faster than Android, Android will be the first portion launch, and then iOS after that. Yep. Anyway, I want to thank everybody, the Safemoon Army, for listening.
Might be the end of the year before you see the Apple Wallet.
Global Head of Product Development. Glad to have you on here to answer questions and also to provide more clarification and also information on the, well, technically 5 different products that we have right now: the Safemoon token, the liquidity pool, the web swap, the in-app wallet, and the wallet itself. Yep. So thank you for coming on and talking about that. So anyway, Safemoon Army, thank you for listening. I'm John. I'm the CEO of Safemoon.
We are family. We're Safemoon.
I'm Ryan.
We are family.
Global Head of Products for Safemoon. Thanks a lot, guys. Really appreciate it. And thanks, John, for the opportunity.
We are Safemoon. We are family. Thank you for listening.
Got him. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. And now they're popping the beers. They're having their party now. Jeez, we fooled them suckers for another week. Another 2 weeks. They didn't even have to show their face. Oh, yikes. Ay caramba. Alright, so you might have seen You might have seen, actually, I can close the Safemoon safe space, I think. You might have seen this. This is the, if you go dev.safemoon.net, this is the website that they've been working on for 2+ months now. As you can see, the Safemoon protocol website, it has not been updated at all, really, since the last time I checked, and that was a good 2 months ago. But what is interesting is they do have a new white paper there. So you guys, I think you're missing out because of my ugly mugs in the way. I've got a green screen, so I've got to install that up. But yeah, let's have a look at the comments. I think the Indian guy is asking whether they are going to do a manual burn, but Baloney Coroni just gave an answer we are all already know. Yep, that's exactly right. He was talking about, that's the thing, a lot of people talk about Binance doing burns, etc., but because they do manual burns, I think, and they just do it whenever they feel like it. Guys, hit the like button so Rob doesn't drown in downvotes from Safemoon Army. Oh, look, it's alright. We'll never beat the Safemoon Army. The Safemoon Army is too strong. This is mind-blowing that their low-effort web page and user interaction keeps... Yeah, well, there's definitely a lot of price manipulation, but the price definitely seems to be going down. And look, it won't be long before we reach these lows of... where are we? This is 30th of August. So, yeah, these lows here, 1,300, 1,500 or so. Like, it won't be long before we reach those lows again. I mean, I can't imagine this helping out consumer confidence. And I think there's going to be a lot of people selling at the moment. You know, there's just so much criminality here. So, Ryan Arriaga, as we all know, is a COVID-denying 5G conspiracy theorist. Biden stole the election. You guys want to see something? All right, let's have a look at Ryan Arriaga's troll accounts. Here. So Ryan Arriaga's troll account is this one, called None Your Business. Actually, let's just zoom in maybe so you guys can see, because I think I'm... There we go. None Your Business. As you can see, he's got a DP of Joe Biden in bed. But how do I know that this is Ryan Arriaga? As we can see, he's pumping Donald.com, Trump 2020. You know, the typical right-wing whack job conspiracy theorist. This isn't just normal right-wing stuff. This is next level. Prove it's his troll account. Oh, Travis, my friends, you always want proof. Just like with those death threats, right, my friends? You didn't believe me that these guys threatening me with death were actually talking about me. But of course, I can only clip a certain amount on Twitter. But lo and behold, a little bit further down, I posted the full Twitter space, my friend. So you always want proof, and all of a sudden you are actually very quiet there, my friends. Let's see if we can actually pick you up somewhere here. You probably deleted all your posts, didn't you, Trav? Let's have a look. Maybe we can... Travis, my friend, did you delete your posts? I think it literally deleted his posts. So this guy, Travis, as we can see in the chat, he wanted proof that people were talking about me, about killing me. And I gave him the proof, and then he was awfully quiet. But now he's back again. How does supporting Trump make you a whack job? Well, no, it's not just supporting Trump. This is literally... He created a whole YouTube channel about Joe Biden conspiracy theories. Oh, you didn't delete anything? All right there, my friends. I wonder where you've got those tweets. They're no doubt somewhere here. But I cannot find them, unfortunately. But I do know that, you know, there's these people. Actually, they're live right now. Mr. Crypto. They were talking about killing me. We can have a listen once again.
I've got a Louisville slugger with his name right on it, so if I ever see him, we'll see. Yeah, we'll find him.
Real funny. And actually, these guys are in their own Twitter safe space as well, so maybe we can join in a little bit later. So he's not just a Trump supporter. He's a 5G conspiracy, COVID-denying conspiracy theorist at that too. Let's have a close look. Maybe we can also bring up his U and CEO. Here we go. This is his Reddit account as well, where amusingly he's actually excused the flashbang. But here we can see good old Ryan Arriaga's little page here. I might be able to move this over. You guys can see he is the moderator of his own little shitcoin called CosmiPay. Who that was his initial get into Safemoon, of course. CosmiPay. He's talking about being anti-vax. This whole Reddit account. Let's just post in here. It is crazy. You guys can actually read all this stuff. There you go. What do you keep bringing up supporting Trump, though, LeMay? You clearly hate Trump and you live in the UK. Makes no sense, bro. Well, you're wrong. You're wrong on one count. I'm definitely not a fan of Trump. But I'm not in the UK there, my friend. I highly recommend you learning a little bit more about geography. But the best part is, my favorite part is, this guy uses his own account to argue for him. Let's have a look. This is how I actually found out it was him. Because he tweeted out to me, "You have a crush, fatty?" And then I looked into this account and it was Ryan. But look at him. Here he is saying, "Yeah, and you and your 220 subs back in June 11, loser. He would be punching down on your dumb ass." And this is him talking about, he's having an argument with me on both of his accounts. Unfortunately, he's blocked me on one of the accounts as well, on the Fudhound. As we can see, the Fudhound has blocked me. I'm blocked by all these guys. Are they going to whack people who raises legit questions? Shows you how immature the community of the coin is. Keep spreading the fact drop. Hopefully people will come to their senses in the scam. Well, hopefully they do. But, you know, these guys, as our good friends that we just discovered, let me find his Twitter account, the Ripple guy who is called Hamato. Maybe I can go Hamato. Here we go. Let's have a look at our good friend Hamato, who works as the head of Director of Developer Relations at Ripple. And he literally called... oh, God. This guy was absolutely wrecking the Moon Boys. It was pretty funny. 2.5 million holders know who he is. Even Binance know who he is. It's time to let this go. I'm out. There's no point in this discussion. Peace. He's like shocked at 2.5 million holders. Man, this is a great thread though. See you there, Travis. You are out in the sin bin there, my friends. Because you support death threats on me. So, toodaloo. Let's go... hide user. There you go. Toodaloo. Not a fan of death threats on myself, unfortunately. You know, maybe this is what you moon boys are. Poor Papa couldn't ride that lie anymore. Of course. Alright. So let's go back to maybe the Fudhound. And some of the stuff that he was saying. He certainly loved talking about me. But the best part was, if we go to media here, and we can scroll down quite a bit. Yes, hates Trump, doesn't live in the US. Yes, of course. So as you can see, this guy, what he did on his fake channel is he spammed his videos everywhere, just like I did. I did this too on the Safemoon Twitter account. And if we go back a little bit further, here we go. He's just, but voter fraud isn't real, bro. You know, with the typical clown faces. Biden child porn shock, this kind of stuff. Actually, it might have been in his likes. I've got screenshots everywhere, of course. And it was pumping his, what was it? His Biden stole the election videos. But of course, I'll do a whole video on Ryan Arriaga. So don't you worry about that. Don't worry about that. I always bring the proof. But yeah, this account is probably going to get deleted pretty soon because now we are talking about it. And these guys do like to delete things at a ludicrous speed. Where is Papa? I thought he was the mastermind behind Safemoon. Well, he's certainly very quiet. And if you heard Moon Matt, who is Safemoon Mark's friend, who rug pulled not long ago, he said some interesting things. Do you have a chance at a class action lawsuit against Safemoon? Well, of course. You guys need to get together. Unfortunately, I'm not a holder, so I can't really partake in this. Although they did file an illegal DMCA, but you know, countering a DMCA, which is false, I mean, there's not much that you really get out of it. So, Papa's going back to Ripple. Who knows? Yeah, that's the next rumor. When he leaves, they're going to say he's going back to Ripple. Yeah. So this is the actual whole thread. So Fonzie, Real Fud, says the people want to know if Papa Cthulhu was offered a job at Ripple. He's making some bold claims. Eventually, this question should be answered. And then he answers, he's got no idea who he is. Yeah, let's not forget that they're 1 million Twitter followers, right? They could only get 10,000 people in their Twitter space. What's that, 1%? They could only get 1% of their holders on Twitter Spaces. That says it all. In case you're wondering just how many people are real following them on Twitter. Yeah. It says it all, really. But here we go. We've got Matt Hamilton. Try saying that together twice. I've got no idea who this person is. And then Thomas Smith posted this on Discord. Which seems like it's a Reddit DM, supposedly, but people are saying it's an email, but it looks like a Reddit DM just because of that robot face, but I guess, I don't know. Maybe it is an email. But goddamn, it reads like a recruiter email, so it's not really a real person. Well, it's not a real actual job offer, and this is what he had as proof. Like, people get scammed like this as well. And the best part is, oh man, they talk about C#. Thomas Smith talks about how the interview was set for C#. I've got to find this tweet. This one was just too good. Let's have a look. Hamato. Let's go C#. I guess it'd be this. Oh, did he delete it? No, it'd be this guy that deleted it, I think. But people were coming at this this guy like he was ridiculous. Oh, let's read the comments. So if you're a holder, you can't participate in a class action. No. So I'm not a holder. So I'm not a holder, and I can't participate in the class action. That's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, if you guys are holders, then of course you have every right to file a class action lawsuit. I mean, you know, I'd recommend Utah or California, but unfortunately, I don't hold any Safemoon and never have and never will. Well, maybe, who knows? Maybe if I have my own BNB wallet, which I've created my own BNB vanity wallet, which is 696969. Which I got. Regulations to kill Safemoon. Well, yes, I think all of these reflection tokens are ultimately Ponzi schemes, and it's not going to bode well for him. I'm quite disappointed at that AMA. I was, was not an AMA, Safemoon Sunday. I was looking forward to it quite a bit, but no bueno. Maybe we can go Papa Cthulhu. Unfortunately, Papa Cthulhu has also blocked me. All these guys have blocked me. Yeah, well, yeah, the Indian and Chinese bots were asleep. That's right, that's the sad reality for Safemoon. You know, these guys bang on about having a million followers, which are obviously not real, because as soon as they post, they're already, oh mate, don't worry, iPod Mail, I've got plenty of Twitter accounts, so I've got three. I've got Rob's Crypto, Arsenal Robert, and one that I look at people that have blocked me, just so I can get the latest intel. But of course, there's people out there that think I've got 10,000 different Twitter accounts, which is quite amusing. They think, people out there literally think this Darren Robinson guy thinks that every Twitter account that's talking negatively about Safemoon is me. You have good takes, but your attacks on people's political beliefs are whack. Well, look, I'm more than happy to defend my political beliefs. But, you know, this guy's QAnon. Like, look, you can support Trump all you want. I'm not really attacking people that support Trump, but I'm definitely attacking people that are QAnon. That's my big gripe, and that is what Ryan Arriaga is. But I'm also not a Trump supporter, just to make that clear. Twitch viewer numbers were always fake. Well, clearly, they must have been. Twitch viewer numbers are very easily to be faked. Why attack Joe when your problem is with Safemoon? That's slow as fuck. Well, Safemoon Joe continually gives false information, right? Continually lies about Safemoon, lies about information in regards to Safemoon, continually gives fraudulent information when it comes to all this kind of stuff. And that's what he got charged for. There's a reason why people like pedophiles, right, can't go near schools. Just like people involved in these kind of crimes, financial crimes like this, these exact crimes, such as theft by deception, stealing money, theft of identity, they can't give financial advice. And this is exactly what he's doing on his YouTube channel. This is exactly what he's doing. Just because he says this is not financial advice does not make it not financial advice. And that's a harsh reality that it needs to realize. You know? That is the reality. This guy wants to pump Safemoon. He does ludicrous lies. He attacks people on other projects, right? He attacks people on other projects, but he's the criminal. He defrauded people, stole by deception, right? For 5 years, he was in probation. And he only just finished his probation in June this year, I think it was. Says it all, really. So there's a reason why I'm attacking him, because he cannot give financial advice. This criminal is barred from giving financial advice, and that's a harsh reality. Just like pedophiles are not allowed near schools, and that's fantastic, and that is the way it should be. Just like these people involved in financial crimes should not be giving financial advice, and that's what he is doing. And that is the harsh reality, guys. That's why he should be attacked. This Lewis Anthony Sanabria, that's why he should be attacked for this kind of stuff. He's a criminal. This guy is a criminal, and that is the honest truth, whether you guys like it or not. Exposing someone isn't an attack. It's an important public awareness, of course. And look, I'd think twice if what he did wasn't related to what he's doing on Safemoon, right? If he you know, drove over some people or whatever, right? If he drove over some people in a car crash, I probably wouldn't really bring that up. But this guy, his YouTube channel is involved in lies, deception, and you know, financial fraud. Well, Safemoon, one of the biggest financial frauds in the DeFi space, right? And this is what his crimes are. God damn. That's exactly why I attack him, and he deserves to be attacked for it. So don't give me none of this, oh, when my feelings are hurt. This guy's a crim. So, please. Next. Hopefully people understand why I do this. Now, Joe is the type of person that people... I think I've got the heater on. I'm getting all hot and sweaty here. Maybe it's just I'm so passionate about... what's his name? Lewis Sanabria. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, look, I'm all for a lawsuit. You know, but I don't think... I'm not quite sure what you guys will be able to do. I don't really know consumer protections when it comes to Americans. I know in Australia the consumer protections are much stronger, but in America I'm not quite sure. But the problem is, oh mate, I'm getting hot and sweaty just talking about Safemoon Joe. Look at him. I shouldn't be attacking people for their appearance though. So, you should do a collaboration with CoffeeZilla. No, CoffeeZilla don't want me. I'm low fry. Low fry. But I admire his work ethic. I mean, it's just tough. You know, I guess he's got a team of people, but it's tough scripting videos. I've got a teleprompter coming, and that's what I'm looking forward to the most, because I can script the videos very nicely, but the way I cut them up, and you know, you got to remember each line and all this kind of stuff. It's just But exactly, he definitely might have violated his probation, and I agree with that actually, and that's why it is important to call him out, because while he was on probation, he was doing these videos. So probation lasted 5 years, and I read somewhere that it ended in June. But it seems like here, if the sentence length is 5 months, then it would have ended in May this year. But he did start his channel before then. And he was making these financial lies on his channel then. So that is exactly why it is incredibly important to call these people out. Well, interesting you say there, Rob Sullivan. I was in a Twitter space with Moon Matt, and supposedly, Safemoon Mark was very scared to debate me. Supposedly. He was scared to talk to me because he was in a Twitter space right at the end when Surge got rug pulled. Well, I actually don't... I'll give you my opinion on Surge. I actually don't think Safemoon Mark rug pulled on Surge. I think he really did get hacked, but he is criminally responsible for the way he's criminally responsible for the way he advertised the project, and that's my biggest problem, because Safemoon is mainly novice investors who've got no idea what they're doing. They've never invested in a single thing, let alone in crypto, and it caused them, the way it was advertised, caused them to over leverage their position, right? It caused them to over leverage their position, put too much money in. 100%, it was advertised 100% safe, can't go down, only go up. And lo and behold, 3 weeks later, boom, your money's gone. And that's criminal. That's criminal. Wasn't he talking with a hacker? Yeah, he was, Max Sense. So before, well, that's who people think is a hacker. And on all evidence that I've seen, I think it's the case. But definitely not a fan still. But look, you know, I've got a reputation, and a lot of people know me. You know, my numbers on Twitter, etc., might be small, but a lot of people, of course, most people have heard about me in the Safemoon safe spaces. Talking about the Safemoon safe spaces, let's have a closer look at what is happening on the Discord. Let's have a look at Rob's Crypto. Someone doesn't know who I am. He's highly offensive. I am mighty offended. What's the Rob's Crypto doing with Safemoon Joe? Can you guys see that? Yeah, you should be able to see that. Yes, so on top of the website, you can see 20... Yes, sorry, this is where I must have seen supervision end date. Sorry, you're right. So the supervision end date was June 17th. That's where I thought it was. So, yes, he definitely was making videos. If we open up a YouTube channel, let's have a closer look at what Safemoon Joe's doing. But this is exactly why it's so important to call this person out. What is his name? Safemoon Joe. Which I should call him Safemoon Lewis, of course. But if we have a look at his channel, right? And we go sort by oldest. Right? 4 months ago. April 30. So he was on probation, and he was still supposed to be supervised, because the date here is June 17. So he was making videos before, you know, all this stuff ended. So, you know, that personally doesn't sit well with me at all. But this guy should not be giving anyone financial advice. This guy it's very likely he might have breached his parole. I read that bail was set at $5,000, which I don't know if that's a lot or not in America, but don't Don't really know how the American criminal system works. But, you know, the truth is that this guy is a criminal. And that's just the reality of it, you know. And like I said, I wouldn't care if he was a criminal and did something unrelated. I probably wouldn't care. I probably wouldn't report it. But because he has committed financial fraud, theft by deception, theft of identity without consent, this guy should be in jail. Or not in jail, seems like he was, but he shouldn't be making these videos at all. And that's why I'm calling him out. And there'll be a video specifically on him, but I'm still doing a lot of research on our good friend, Louis Anthony Sanabria. Safemoon paid his bond. No, this is a couple of years ago now. Probably from his Yu-Gi-Oh winnings, shall we say. But this guy continually lies all the time about Safemoon. He does absolutely no research. 5 years probation is a long time with no prison. Well, that's the thing. I wanted to ask Safemoon Joe, and I did add him on my gaming Twitter account because he blocked me on my other one because I told him he's a cunt for telling people to send their seed phrases around to random people, to, you know, your ex-girlfriend or whatever, to your family, giving this horrible advice. This guy's got no place on YouTube. No place on YouTube. You know? And they... Unreal. Unreal. Let's have a look at what he's actually doing these days, though. Actually, let's have a look. Yeah, exactly. And especially that BitBoy stuff. Right? The BitBoy stuff, I showed there's over 9,000 times. I've found 3 contracts that were exploiting the Safemoon LP over 9,000 times. Now, I hope his anime loving ass likes that reference. Here we go. I've now found multiple contracts that have exploited the Safemoon LP for months. I guess it wasn't all that safe after all. I'll be releasing a video on my findings imminently. That was on August 25. I guess I must mean Safemoon imminent because that video still hasn't come out yet. I can laugh at myself too, boys. But here we can see I've even given you guys proof of 3 contracts that have interacted with the Safemoon contract and stolen money from the LP. Over 9,000 times. And Safemoon Joe, you know what he does when he talks about BitBoy? He says it's all fake news. It's not real. There's no proof. Get out of here, man. What a fraudster. Yeah, he's a criminal. He's a criminal and I'm a piece of shit. Well, that's a fair assumption. I'm not going to argue with you there. Well, he said CZ saying he said CZ DDoSed the Safemoon Wallet release. Let's have a look at what he's talking about.
The wallet done. So it's still on my to-do list. I still have a few questions that I need answering. So you are.
Maybe we should get in the Safemoon safe space, eh? I am on... I don't even know how it works on this. Be sure to follow me. Follow me on Twitter, though. At RobsCryptoYT. And should I stream the Safemoon safe space? Maybe I should. Let's have a look. Where are we here? And I don't even know how to join in. Do you go event chat? No.
Or at poocoin.app, I think it is. And then once you type in Safemoon, and then you load the Safemoon token, it should default to PancakeSwap v2. And then just underneath or just above the top of the graph, there'll be a drop down. There'll be Safemoon swap, Safemoon to BNB. And then you can see the traffic from there. There's quite a bit of traffic going on that, so it is being utilized. But I understand what you're wanting. You're wanting sort of like a tally visual of sort of traffic and stuff. So that potentially something they can look to update.
No, it sounds good. Obviously, just to know that it is actually on there, and then obviously see where the traffic is, even if you don't see the full volume, still gives you a good idea of how much is actually going through.
All right, mate.
Yeah, sure.
You are gone.
100% I agree with you, and hopefully once everything's out there.
Nice try there, Mr. W.
Up on the website, at least some sort
nice
of
try
to show you know the sort of traffic and stuff like that.
Cheers.
No problem. Thank you very much, Mentor. Have we got any questions in the chat?
So many
there,
people I have
Vanel?
here. Only say Safemoon's dead.
Piling up. There's
I mean,
some
they're
of the
not
same
really
ones
getting all that many
gotten
people
through
in here.
before, but people will feel better hearing it reiterated or re-answered from you.
That's no problem. Let's have a look. Please explain the liquidity pool in the swap function.
Please do,
and
Armin.
how it works.
Please do.
So believe you're referring to the Safemoon swap. So the Safemoon swap, when you make any transaction, the fee that you pay, whatever it is then charged. So let's just say hypothetically you're swapping BNB to Safemoon, 0.25% will be applied, and then that will be distributed accordingly. Let me just quickly get the exact fees up to explain which ways things are split across those. 1 second. So
Armin for president.
0.25% is broken up 3 ways. So
but don't you guys find it super cringy that all these guys have like
is going into an LP pool?
Have clown faces. One of them's got a clown face, and the other ones are like cats. And these guys are representing Safemoon. It's not weird or anything. Well, that's a sad thing. Yep. Oh, you guys can't see.
Goes automatically
Sorry.
to buy Safemoon.
I muted the Safemoon safe
buy
space
function. So that's
it's not that safe after all.
10% in there, and then is then sent straight to the Burn wallet, which
of course
again
happening in the Twitter
technically
space.
incurs another fee as well because it's a transfer. So there's technically a 20% in there as well.
I think there's probably a fair few Twitter spaces here as well.
Was there any news if Simplex partnership fell through or they still try to add with
Here's a
Wyatt?
good question.
All I'll say on that is that when Safemoon as a company looks to find partners, and there's always room for improvement, and they just felt at this stage Wire was a ultimate better improvement for what they fit and what their goals were.
Laser eyes confirmed, boys.
So that is where they're at with that one. What are we doing to make tokens desirable for traders?
You've got to be in Discord.
Would increase,
and then
the
you've got to
volume.
put your hand up here. Request to speak.
I can say is that the increase of volume and sort of everything within Safemoon's ecosystem will come once the foundations are complete. You know, as they start to roll out products and as they start to bring out the wallet, then the exchange, and then the blockchain. Once that foundations is complete, you'll start to see a dramatic
Look at all these
change
people,
in sort of like the
damn.
volume and stuff, and you know, getting more users, because then our reach will be more wider, and that's what it's about. Is trying to reach everyone because it is for
and the
everyone.
sad thing is, yeah, it's too much work. Don't worry about it.
We go through them.
Especially for me when I'm streaming.
And that one there, so that
Sorry,
one
I keep on muting him,
hopefully
'cause I want to
we
talk.
can get some sort of tracker on the website. I'll see if we can mention that as a suggestion, and then as we said, is you can track
Look
it
at that.
through the likes of certain decks that do track the
Going down
Safemoon
quite a
swap.
bit.
Let's bring some more people up. Let's get some people in here. and
Ask
see
a
if we can have
question.
some questions.
I'm using the desktop, so I don't want to turn my microphone on.
Victory.
Because it might
How we
turn
doing?
off the microphone for the stream. But if you hear me on Twitter Spaces, which I am on very often, I'm definitely not afraid of anyone, mate.
Hello?
Oh.
And secondly, this is a troll account
Can you hear me?
with
sorry about
a
that.
name that they are not going to allow
I know
on.
that Safemoon has a marketing team, but I was wondering, is there also a PR team? And I ask because a lot of us want to get friends and family to invest in Safemoon. And, you know, when people, quote unquote, do their own research, what do? They go to Google. And if you Google, you'll find that there are a lot of articles out there that are, anyone who knows anything about Safemoon, when you read them, you'll see that the person who wrote it knows nothing about Safemoon and has a lot of misinformation and they're just plain inaccurate. A lot of articles out there, and they're just doing it for clickbait. But my question is Safemoon working to counter that with some positive and factual articles and putting more things
Positive
out
and
there
factually.
so that when people Google, there are more relevant and truthful articles out there for people to learn about Safemoon? Because whether we like it or not, people aren't going to go to only the Safemoon website. They're not just going to go to, you know, the positive side of Twitter or Facebook. They're going to go to Google. And right now, when you Google There's just so many false articles out there.
Yeah, for sure. The problem is you
They're the
can't
truth.
really win at that level in terms of
You can
sort of
DMCA
competitiveness
videos,
of
though.
article writing and stuff like that. Is we can't really win. We can only look to educate the people that are trying to come into the space, and that's where myself, Gandalf, and the moderation team try and give these sort of educational articles. You've got the likes of the content creators that do make some of the
Safemoon
great
certainly
videos
is the
that
CCP
we
of
are
crypto.
spreading the
Definitely.
the Safemoon message. So from a community standpoint, that's all we can really do in terms of push our education and our knowledge to explain is that no, those articles, as you mentioned, are clickbaity, and they're clickbaity for a reason, because ultimately they're just looking for money, and that's all it's about to them, is they don't care what they say as long as they're getting the clicks. So yeah, you're 100% right on that front. As for anything
It's all about the
internally,
clicks, is it?
the team have, as I say, the marketing team, as you
Interesting.
mentioned.
My
they do
videos
have
are
others
completely
team
unmonetized.
or community within there that we're able to sort of push articles out. Hopefully that grows once they're out of this sort of hardworking moment in terms of pushing the wallet out. So
yeah, Safemoon accusing others of looking for money. That's right.
we can only do so much as the community members, and that's all we can really do. And I hope that once the team are
I like this guy.
not so
Not that
heads
Rob.
down, we can start to discuss more and
Someone
more and
bit of
more
a meme on their
sort
Discord.
of ways
Like,
to
if they
drown
find out
those
I'm in here,
clickbaiters out, because
I've already
the
showed this in
clickbaity
one of the
articles and
streams,
stuff
but
like
they kicked me out
that is
right
just
away.
a no-go for me, and it's just trying to teach people where the right information is, which is why I would say is join the Discord, join the Twitter spaces, join the Facebook groups. We have these official spaces for a reason, for people to learn. So if you're on one of these, you hopefully going to get the answers from one of us.
So join our Twitter safe spaces where no real questions can get asked.
That's when I say too, a lot of these clickbait articles are from BS websites. So, all Safemoon needs is a couple articles from reputable news sources, and that would drown out all the noise, because people would trust a name they know better than one of these no-name websites. But thank you so much for answering my question.
Yeah, no problem. Like I say, if any of these websites want to reach out and have a conversation with one of us and wants facts from any of the sort of moderation team or community members,
the
we're open
moderation
to
team
discussing
has
that
no
and
idea what they're
having
talking about.
all
They
that
don't even know how to look at the
information, right?
blockchain.
There's nothing to stop it being clickbaity. That's fine, but as long as the information's right, there's no reason not to have that. But yeah, 100%. Right, so let's move on to
Safemoon is as safe
I'm
as
going to say this wrong again. Trekker
safe
and
as it
I.
gets.
Yes, guys. Thanks for hosting this Mooncast tonight. It's very much appreciated from me and probably a lot of the community. I must admit, I was glad to hear Safemoon Whale on earlier on. I watched his assessment last night on the beta, and I was, to be honest with you, I was really disappointed. I thought, fuck, this is going to be really, really detrimental for future investors, because it really looked just so unpolished. But now I've listened to Twitter Spaces tonight. It's really settled. I'm diamond handing it anyway. I'm in for the long haul. But I really thought it was going to be bad for us. The price has jumped a bit there tonight after the AMA. I was very impressed with the Twitter Spaces. I thought it came across a lot more professional. I think John maybe struggles.
It's amazing how there's
and stuff, but it seemed just so much more professional.
Such a big,
the way it came
big
across.
valley.
I'm a web developer. Haven't been at it for 2 or 3 years.
Different beliefs. These people have literally no idea what's going on.
But it was good to hear that how the wallet's being developed in that it's multiple products in one, which then lets me understand.
Let's have a look at what our good friend
Safemoon
Joe's doing. He's just
how much work needs to go in to get it all to work together. But that leads me into my question: should they not be
commentating on any of this
concentrating
stuff
on the very simple stuff first? Buy Safemoon, sell Safemoon, and then add the extra functionalities on with updates to the app as other
Joe with an
products do,
accent.
like when the first YouTube
well, that guy's a
app
web
came out, it
developer,
didn't do
so
all the things that
look,
it
that's
does
giving
now,
Joe too much credit.
and then they add
Or our
in
good
the
friend
different,
Safemoon Lewis.
Functionality to it. Second question would be: I seen when Safemoon Whale had bought with Ethereum and stuff, the gas fees with Ethereum are just fucking astronomical.
Well, thankfully,
Why
I'm mining
even
Ethereum,
bother?
and
I don't
thanks for
think a lot of people are going to
the
use
gas fees there, Moon Boys.
to buy Safemoon because of the gas fees on it. They're just fucking ridiculous.
I like how the Moon Boys like to say thanks for the reflections. Well, thanks very much for the gas fees there, Moon Boys.
Spend a lot of time integrating our products into a blockchain that is so not cost effective. Is it worth putting that manpower into developing that part of the product? And also, he covered in his video that he was having discussions with one of the dev teams, and that he was sending messages at 1:30 and then 6:30 and then and a huge amount of work time. These guys need to have a break. It's very counterproductive if they're working 20 hours, 22 hours a day. That can't be good for the development of the product, and it may actually
Definitely
be slowing
mining
them
Ethereum
down.
is definitely the most profitable.
Right. So I'll save the one with the Ethereum first. So with the Ethereum side of things, there's a lot to Ethereum. There's not just
if you're interested
the
in mining,
astronomical gas
have a
fees.
look at
Now,
what
I
to
believe
mine.
at the time of when Safemoon Will was recording,
You can put
the
in
fees
your
were
graphics
insanely
card and
high
whatnot,
anyway, because there
and
was
have
a
a look
lot
at
of
like
volume
that.
going on, which that's just how the Ethereum blockchain works. Is
link
when
you
there's
there,
high
my
traffic,
friends.
there's high fees. Like for the, I think, like at the moment that
So
now
if
the
you got
fees are
two 3060 Ti's,
reasonably high still.
calculate.
Actually, no, actually, I thought they would have dropped since then. But the Ethereum
And
network has
Ethereum's
got a
pretty
lot
much
to
always
it,
going to be the top
and
one.
there's a lot coming to the Ethereum network, and it's one of the bigger blockchains that they wanted to connect to because it has so many utilities involved
if I've
with
got
Ethereum.
4
And there's
3060
more
Ti's,
coming. There is more coming. They've got like the wax
yeah, I'm
network
definitely getting
coming
less.
across, and then as
The
the time
peak
goes
was-
on, you'll have more blockchains
Let me
being
just
applied,
mute
and
these
the,
guys. The peak for me for mining was back when Shiba Inu was, pumping hard back in, well, pretty much when everything was pumping back in April, May. Yeah, April, May. I was getting, I think it was like $20 a graphics card or something. It was a ridiculous amount of money I was getting. But yeah, mining is definitely disappearing from the crypto world, unfortunately. But you can still make decent money mining. I mean, especially graphics card, and you can sell them off. And anyway,
they're not
back to the safe space.
going to exhaust themselves, and that's the main priority before anything is their health. Anyone's health within the team is number one priority. So if they are comfortable doing the hours, that they're welcome to do so, but their health always comes first. So they're not under any pressure to get it done and risk their health. That's not going to happen. So I can assure you that if they're doing these long hours because they want to get certain things done,
talking
they can
about
do
that,
but
I'm
they're
just
not
going
required.
to exit quietly here. So I'm part of a couple of people that that are doing a lot of research on Safemoon, and the group's called Crypto Cynics. They do have we do have a Twitch account, and they actually stream at the same time that these guys do their own Twitter safe spaces. Rob, the work you do is invaluable, and you are taking a risk to speak the truth. I sure am. Is there a way we can support your cause financially or otherwise? No, my friend, it's okay. I do this, because I want to help people. But, sooner or later, I will monetize my videos and whatnot. But at the moment, I just want to keep on working on exposing the Safemoon scam and not be called a sellout. This is one of their attacks. These guys literally think I'm getting paid off by Binance or whoever. But I am not. I'm not, my friends. I just do this because I want to help people because, Dissent was banned. How many mega hash? So one 3060 Ti, which was the most efficient card back when I was getting into mining this bull run, was 62 mega hash. So you got 4, it's like 250 mega hash all up. But yeah, I'd highly recommend tuning in here as well.
But maybe more information will come out, or maybe someone will show something to me where I say, okay,
it's a bit quiet,
that's
isn't it?
True. And so I can change.
It's a bit
my story,
more of
'cause
a
just like you, I am happy
educational,
to be wrong in either direction.
educational kind of
show me
stream.
how I'm wrong. And with this kind of stuff, I'm okay.
But I
with
highly
being
recommend
wrong,
it because,
for sure,
a lot of mooners
again, fair
don't
launch
like
is
what
such a
I'm doing
strange term to
because of
me
the
that I don't
attitude
really
and
know
whatnot.
what to
But I
make
think
of it.
the attitude cuts across and it
So
gets a lot of
I would
people.
like it if in the Safemoon
But I
investment
highly
area, if we
recommend
stop bringing up the fair launch and like mocking it, because I don't think
this
any
stream.
of us have a real strong
But let's have a closer look at back on the Mooncast, and maybe we'll join into the crypto stream.
The fundamentals of sending to each
A
other,
little later.
yes, they could launch with that, and they may not need to integrate the wallet. They could put the swap feature coming soon, the buy button coming soon. They could do that, but
that's right. There's a
it's
whole
just
narrative
then a
out
wallet.
there.
And
that SafeMoon is
in my
competing
personal
with
opinion, want
Binance,
these features
and
to
Binance
come
is scared and
at
running away.
launch because they've ultimately are pretty much nearly done.
Here
So
we
if
go,
these
this
features are
crypto
nearly
control guy.
done, I would
One of the
personally
most
want to wait that
uneducated
extra week
grifters
or
there
two
is.
to get these features integrated than just have another wallet as
And
the
that's
same
right.
old
There's
wallet.
no SafeMoon without Binance.
The wallet itself is meant to launch for new investors as well as experienced and veterans in the crypto space. So when they're launching with these products, they want to be able to reach these mass amounts of people that may not be in the crypto space, but you tell your mum, dad, your auntie, your uncle.
There you go. SafeMoon Joe's talking.
Yeah, why is the wallet not out yet? What? Yeah, the wallet. It's. They said it would be fixed. It's not. The team is doing everything they can in their power to get this wallet out to everybody. Oh, this kid's spamming. Hold on, I gotta put him on timeout for a bit. So for anyone that missed the AMA, let me just go over a couple of things to help you guys out real quickly because people are trying.
Shouldn't
to
do that.
now.
Epilepsy warning.
Whatever. But none of this matters, by the way. Let me just say. Can I just say one thing real quickly? One really important thing. None of this matters. In the end of the day, when the wallet's out, are we gonna remember any of this? Are we gonna care about any of this? The answer is no.
Of course you won't, Joe.
We're not gonna care or remember any of this because we're gonna have the product available to us. And everybody wants something today. And I get it. For those who are upset, it's a rational understanding. You say, hey, listen, you set a date. The date happened. We didn't get it. And now you...
Of course, Joe. Of course, mate. Whatever you say. Let's go back to the safe space of Discord. Jeez, there's so much happening. So many people streaming.
Yeah, 100%. Listen, Cats, I was just on another note. I was listening to you yesterday, and you just happened to mention,
And I can't get my beautiful voice across to you guys because everyone's talking.
Safemoon. I'm about maybe less than 4 miles away from where you run your cat rescue, and I was like, what? That's fucking mental. That blew my mind. It absolutely blew my mind that someone who's as educated in Safemoon as you are is only like 3 or 4. Ballyclare, I'm sure you know where Ballyclare is, so it's not too far away from where you are, and I really appreciate your helping our little feline friends, and good luck to you, and keep doing the Safemoon stuff. You're brilliant. Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I appreciate the kind words. Thank you very much.
Trekker, that was very kind. I just want to use this gap quickly to kind of put my message of the day over, I suppose, which is around perspective. And this isn't about placating. I just thought I'd offer these because I use these within other areas of my life. One of the things is that we're still early, and I think that conversation you were just having kind of highlights that about the different, shall we say, acrobatics to actually getting into cryptocurrencies in general, let alone Safemoon. Just
That's
anything
right.
that has to go.
CoffeeZilla's got the $5 million, $10 trillion studio.
An Italian recipe for an upside down pancake.
Let me tell you my plan. So I bought a green screen recently, and the plan is to build a $5 million studio, right? Now, the $5 million studio is because Serge got rug pulled with $5 million. So the grift is that I'm the one that stole it. But the grift is that I'm going to create, on the green screen, I'm going to create a virtual studio in Unreal Engine that looks exactly the same as the Safemoon Safe Studio. And I'm going to pretend I'm there. I'm going to have nice little posters of Ben Phillips, of the Coronis, the Coroni mum, the Jennifer Coroni, who is involved in the Safemoon scam itself. I thought that'd be pretty funny, the $5 million studio. So it's a play on CoffeeZilla's $10 trillion studio, whatever he calls it. I thought that'd be amusing. Anyway, back to the safe space.
I'm just saying, keep doing the same thing when you know the thing you're trying to do isn't right, is madness. And then the other thing I just want to kind of put here is zoom out. Like, we're not a few months in, call it 5-6 months, whatever you want to position this as. On average, a company isn't successful for 3 years. And we're like not even a quarter of that right now. We're in a completely
This
different
guy,
space.
Mr.
The
Adult.
acceleration of which things happen.
Let's have a
is
look at this something.
huge. And the beautiful thing from my perspective is seeing how much of that has become tangible in the meantime. Like we've had tens of thousands of people using an actual product. We've got millions.
These comments
of
are great that
holders
this
of
guy says.
token. That's not nothing, right? And I just think taking a moment to not be caught up in the waves of text in Telegram.
These guys are
and on
literally
Reddit
worried about
and
my
on the
mental
Discord
health.
and wherever else.
While the
Time
wallet
passes
was all
differently when you're
downhill,
stuck in those spaces, and actually just taking a breath.
everything was breaking. Nothing was breaking. Everything was nothing was live. These guys, these mods, literally were worrying about my mental health. It's very nice of them.
And it's not about us giving permission to that or not. We're all excited about what could happen. And maybe there's a percentage that are really excited about hoping it will fail, because that's just how some people operate. They want to see other people lose, or they've got their own vested interests. But that's not the majority of the people here. What I see every day is a community of mostly the vocal people in our community just loving this, enjoying the community. It's not, the products are coming, but in the meantime,
I hold
we pass
very
time
little
with
other
each other. We
tokens, to be
enjoy
honest.
ourselves. And the people who aren't
Very
vocal, who
little
kind of
other
lurk,
tokens.
they show up every now and again and they say similar things. They put their little GIFs in, or they say something, or post something, or link something. Not all of us have to be vocal to be a supporter. And then
Oh,
we
here we
get
go.
things
We've got
like
a nice
today. And
green
honestly,
candle coming
Sunday
up.
is a highlight
First
of my
one in
week.
the
It should be
couple
a,
of,
it should
well,
be a
now,
fear.
really.
But it's a highlight because we get people come up on the stage and not just speak for themselves, but speak for the community, speak for those people who are lurking, and make sure that it's not so much about accountability, but just awareness. It's making sure that the right questions are in the air, the right thoughts can happen, and the right space is given for some answers. So I just wanted to take this kind of 3-4 minutes to kind of just reground that and say, take a breath.
It's all
We're
downhill
so
after the
early.
AMA.
Things are okay.
Whatever they call it, Safemoon
and
Sunday.
I'm really excited for what's coming up. I've said this every week. I don't turn up for the token. I turn up for the community. I turn up for the culture. And I'll keep saying that because hopefully that brings some perspective.
right.
These little digital bits and bytes on a screen that
They
make
certainly
up
love
text
their safe
are
spaces.
thoughts from people. They're not, immaterial, but they're also not the end of the world. So I'm really looking forward to what's going to happen and where this goes from here. And I'm also okay if people get frustrated and, have issues with the timescale sometimes. But I just hope you'll be kinder to yourself as well. And we'll do our best to keep being kind to you. So just wanted to say that.
They certainly are
One
kind.
thing,
Thinking
it's very
about
well said, by
my
the way.
mental
One
health.
thing I do want to point out there is that if you were to look at all the projects out there, blockchain projects and anything that has nothing to do with crypto or blockchain, everything out there, nobody's transparent out there in the business world. Nobody's transparent because transparency leads to death. And so everybody fears it. And the Safemoon team has, knowing how many problems can come from being transparent, tried their best to embrace it and give you guys answers, even when it's backfired, even when they've given you a date and it backfired. They give you this piece of information and it backfired because it didn't come out the same way or it came out delayed.
You guys hearing
They
this?
still are trying their best to be transparent. And yes, we do want to see tons of more improvements go into communication and such, but they're still miles and miles ahead of where everybody else in the world and other industries and other cryptos are at. So we should be grateful for what we have and really think about how much they're taking the extra few miles. And because they're doing it when generally you don't, mistakes will be made. And they're going to learn from them and they're going to get better and they're going to improve on that and they're going to improve
Oh, dear.
communication. And things will get better. I know that because from where we were months and months and months ago, things have continuously gotten better. We find new challenges. We're going to get past them together. But they're breaking the rules. They're breaking all the rules here. They're doing things differently than everybody else does them, and they're trying to use 50 different avenues to keep in touch with the community. We're one of them, allowing us to do this community after show. This isn't something we're just doing behind their backs. They know we're doing it, and they know we're trying to communicate for them to give you guys answers and responses. So you guys have to understand that it's a fear of being too transparent because it does backfire. It's why most of the world doesn't. It's why most of the professional industries out there don't give any kind of transparency on what's going on behind the curtain.
course they do. They
almost
do
haven't
annual
curtained it
investor
all. We try
reports,
to give you guys
quarterly
every answer we
reports. They
can
do need to
when
do
we can
quarterly
get it.
reports.
Everybody does. The team does. We do. But things can backfire. Things can go wrong if we're too transparent. So you have to understand it's a fine line we're all walking. We're trying
Wow.
to give you guys all the answers we can without leading you down the wrong path or making you guys believe in a date or a product that's not ready yet. So
Wow.
it's a lot of work, and we're all going to get there together. We just got to keep some faith and be patient. Patience is the key for everything.
Totally agree.
I cannot believe they said
you know,
that.
all of this,
I
we
cannot
say
believe they said that.
transparency, but there's also an element of vulnerability and also authenticity. I think that's part of what makes this so appealing as a project, as an ecosystem, as I'm sure it's been said many times, but whatever shape it's taken. And nothing about what we do is about trying to say you should feel a certain way. If anything, it's about giving you the opportunity to feel however you want. And you know, how many other
these guys are
Discords
just
or
insane
Twitter
because
Spaces and stuff
they're
are
just
running
mocking
every
these
week
noob
like
investors
this.
that have no idea what
And
they're
yeah,
talking about.
sometimes it's going to be stuff you've already heard. That's okay. And other times it's going to be stuff that you've never heard before, because that's where innovation happens. So we'll keep pushing to make sure this pattern happens, and you've always got this space regardless of what's going on. And hopefully we'll all get better at controlling our own hype. But thank you for giving space for that. Are there any other questions?
Yeah, we've got 2 community members up here at the moment. So we've got Ione. How are we doing?
Good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
All right, perfect. Hey, I don't really have my own question. I just wanted to re-ask one that I think that was answered. Basically, they got the concept of the question wrong, and that was the liquidity pool with the swap. Basically, you answered the question of like how does the 3% or whatever go when you buy transactions. I think the question was more related to when you open the swap on the website. There's a swap, and then there's a pool, and then there's add liquidity. And there hasn't been a lot of information distributed on what that is or how that works or what are the benefits of using
There you
that
go.
as a holder.
There's the
or
Berkshire Hathaway 2020 annual report.
the question was related to.
They also do quarterly reports, of course, and they have to report by law.
Gandalf, I think you answered this one previously in one of the education channels.
These people are insane.
Could you explain a bit more about the liquidity pool?
Repeat it, yeah, because my sound just directly cut off.
Of course, Drew, you're right. But in the safe spaces,
explain the liquidity pool.
In the safe spaces, only one narrative is being told, and any kind of dissent is being told. That's why I'm doing this, because people don't see the truth. They can't see the truth on their safe spaces of Discord.
Of dollars, which will be just eligible. For example, you can pair BNB and Safemoon in it and provide liquidity for the pool. And whenever you provide liquidity, you just rise the pool. And whenever there's like fees, transaction or whatnot, the actual amount and percentage compared for your actual provided liquidity for the pool will receive a part of this provided fee compared to the total amount.
So you're referring to the 0.17, aren't you?
Exactly.
Awesome. I think that kind of summarizes it up, so at least people understand what that function is. And then I think you guys did a great job at readdressing some of the questions that came up. But for I think her name was Victory came up and asked you a question, Kat, and I just want to clarify on that. There is
Drew needs to learn a little bit.
Official stuff put out by you that's very educational that they could refer their family members
Just here to
so they can see
troll,
like,
but I'm
both
more than
sides
happy
of
to
the
educate
spectrum,
him.
what the FUD is when you go to Google. But you also have your own website that you've put a lot of facts on with questions and answers that is more directed towards official information from Safemoon, so they could then make an educated decision on this is what the FUD is saying.
Of
but
course,
this is what
I'm
Safemoon is saying.
not saying that they
And
have to
actually is-
report, but I am saying that they should. Well, if they're talking about being transparent and being more transparent than all these other companies, well, that's clearly false. That's what I'm trying to get at.
So anything that I put on that website is by me, and it may be faxed for the most part, but there is also my opinion based on that. So when there's stuff like that and I put out that information, I want to try and make that into an official space. It's something I'm working on, but I'm not going to try and ram it down the team's throat saying we need to do this, and this to reach the community or a wider audience and so forth.
Just wrong. It's just wrong. Like there's no other way to put it.
And I just, when I need to, I'll create an article. I am starting to create sort of educational videos and guides now that are more in depth with those sort
You
of
have a
things.
live
So
chat telling
there is
people
more
what you
content
think they
coming
should
from
do with
myself
their
as
money.
a SafeMoon educator,
You're a
as
clown.
a scholar. So there is more
What do you mean?
content coming. I'm just hoping that once the team are, not so swamped with stuff coming at them left, right, and center, I can then take that moment to say, okay, now it's quiet. What about, can we do some of these things just to keep the community engaged during the down periods and so forth? So 100%, there is room to create official resources and stuff like that, and they should be coming in the future, whichever way the team wish to implement that. That's down to themselves.
Awesome. Thank you. And then the only last thing, I won't take up too much time, but just for people to go, like, I guess, do some research in history and understand where you guys are coming from an industry standard, where we're breaking like revolutionary like boundaries here. If you look at like how the patent process worked for the light bulb, it's actually very interesting. The two people that competed, one person like drove down himself and handed it to the patent clerk, and then because he got there first, the second person that turned it in later in the day was on the higher of the stack, and he actually got the patent. So by the time they got to the first person, just by process and competitivity of market, if we're too open and we're too open with what we're doing and our deadlines, people are gonna in the industry race to beat our deadline.
That's right, Ali.
And be that push, be the next revolution that we're not gonna be able to get. So I just wanted to add that if you read that and then like look at Blue Origin versus SpaceX and their war to get to space, it's very apparent just in those large industries what happens when too much transparency and deadlines are released. So anyway, I appreciate you.
It's amazing how the narrative just recently just changed. They're literally talking about not being transparent now. Well, their whole shtick was being the most transparent crypto out there.
Yeah, you good.
Hey, I did. Did we get any information on that DDoS attack? Have you guys already covered that?
Venno?
Or what that was?
Well, look, what's your name? Drew. Look, I'll tell you this. There's a lot of people that do care. I mean, you're here. Look at all the dislikes on the video. There's a lot of people that do get upset at these videos. But I've had a lot of people that have been invested in SafeMoon, and they thank me, particularly in the past month or so, that thank me for letting them know just how much of a scam this is, letting them see the light, letting them see that they're getting scammed by these scammers, by these Mormon scammers. You know, back in my day, Mormons you had to knock on the door to scam you. You know, these days they just need to start up their own cryptocurrency, and they've got 2.5 million suckers. That's great. You're here because you have an open mind. That's great. You're here. You are watching it. You know, fantastic. But I've had a lot of people thank me for showing him the light recently. You know, especially a lot of old trolls. I've had a lot of old trolls. But anyway, back to the
right as it launched to make it look bad, and how long are we gonna have to deal with people out there like that?
Well,
and,
I think these attacks happen all the time, but my understanding was it was just bad timing because they were doing things with the website in terms, because they have a new website they're managing, they have other things on the server they're managing in terms of wallet apps and the beta and everything. I know they were doing stuff, and it was a bad timing incident.
Why are they
but
putting
I don't know more
the
details than that.
wallet
There could
beta
have
up
been
on the website?
a lot more information regarding it.
I can add some extra texture to it as well. So there were some news articles recently. There was a genuine coordinated attack on financial institutions in general, about a week and a half leading up to that, and I think still ongoing. And you may have noticed on the CoinMarketCap Twitter feed, they also tweeted that they came under attack as well. So it didn't seem, as far as I know, to be directed specifically at us. It was a kind of general, everything's going on, but I also don't have more detail than Venno, but I just wanted to add that there was a bigger market issue. So that may give a little bit more, kind of information on what was going on in general, and maybe perhaps alleviate some of the concern around it being as targeted as we might imagine. But I don't have more behind the scenes data, but I do have that public info.
It's a good comment,
that's
that
on
one.
those
Having
Twitter
criticism is
feeds,
not
so
funny.
it just adds a little bit more texture.
Sometimes I've dealt with DDoS attacks in the past, and sometimes it's not you the target, it's just your host and something that your host has on their servers. And because your website or your service is on their server, you become a victim to that attack as well.
Yeah, and I mean, it sounds like we can't really confirm either way whether it was specific or not. There was the general like Coinbase or whatever attacks going on during that time, but on top of that, as you know,
Well, the
doing
DDoS
YouTube and
happened
stuff,
12
there
hours
just seems to be a
after.
large group of people that come in that don't seem like real SafeMoon holders that are just trying to attack SafeMoon. I have to ban so many people every time because you can tell the difference between like constructive criticism and like and someone who's just like seems like they're dedicated, like they've dedicated their life. They wake up every day and they seek to just destroy SafeMoon. So it's really odd. It seems like they're
Well,
like
let me at least go the facts route. So let me switch
Facts
over
are
and
always
pivot
important.
towards like the Discord side. So that's a side I'm very much in touch with.
Yeah.
So on the Discord side, there are people who create these massive, extensive botnet armies, probably spread across lots of infected computers, and they attack the Discord server relentlessly. There is consistently hundreds and hundreds of bots coming in. They flood in 1 second. They sneak through our verification process because they've got hands on deck behind them, and they start mass DMing thousands of people on the server in an attempt to scan them. We'll ban them, and the very next day, that same botnet has already switched to all new IP addresses, and they all sneak back here on new accounts, and they hit again. If people are willing to relentlessly hit just the Discord server, and there's server stats 103,000 people on here, and I'm going to say about 30,000 of that are active. If they're willing to spend so much time and resources hitting a few tens of thousands of people on here, imagine how they would want to hit something with millions and millions of viewers like Twitters and websites and our own website and other services. These guys are relentless. They never, ever, ever stop. If there's money to be made in any way, shape, or form, doing anything at all, or they can cause disruptions in competing services, they
Fitting
will.
for SafeMoon.
So it's
These
something that
guys
we
do
just have
anything for a
to
quick buck.
accept that is a part of the internet infrastructure and fight against it. But they are relentless. I see it on Discord all the time. All the mods suddenly jump up and are fighting to remove these bots as quick as possible. And we see them. It just takes time.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, yeah, it seems to feel like there is this external powers of some sort just trying to take us down. But I don't want to create any
It's
theories.
not just us though. There's external powers trying to take us down and every other token out there. I'm on quite a few numerous Discords. Some are just crypto specific Discords, some are general financial Discords, some are token specific Discords. I watch everybody get hit.
Exactly,
I see
Bruce.
floods of bots come
You're right.
in on all these different servers at different times. The more users you have that could be a victim, the more they get hit. The bigger you
Talking about them creating their own FUD, like, the wallet beta release, they said it'd be available on the Google Play Store a day before the release. It's obviously not on the Google Play Store. It's available on the website, which is just the worst security standard there is. I mean, these guys are ridiculous. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, I don't blame you guys for leaving. Don't stay for any kind of loyalty to me. I'm just watching just because, well, I want to keep tabs of what they say. But please don't stay around just for me. It's all downhill from here, folks. I've got to say.
do it because they make money. If they weren't making money scamming people, they wouldn't do it anymore.
Well,
They're
they could be
having
making the world a
success.
better place.
Yeah, but they're not just hitting us. They're hitting every other Discord I'm on. I see it. I see floods
Say
of
that, Andy.
bots.
Nice to have you
I
around,
can check
mate.
a bot that hits our server and click mutual servers to these people that are running them and see them on every other server. And I can go there and see them DMing people from there. Sometimes I get scam DMs, and it's not from people on our server. It's people from other servers that I'm idling on watching.
It
So
really is,
we're a victim of all the same stuff the
But the
entire
thing is, you've got to
crypto
realize
industry
these
is
people are
after,
novice
because we have
investors.
more
These people have
users
literally
and we're
never
out
put
there
money
more.
into any kind of investment, let alone in crypto.
Primary victims of it, and often we're not.
Yeah.
Often
Okay.
we're just one of them.
It's crypto
Yeah, I guess
control,
we'll find
guys,
out
pretty
as we go
smooth.
further on. Oh, also, Safemoon Whale messaged me, and he wanted me to ask you guys real quick, if you don't mind. He said, "What is the 0.05% of the Safemoon ecosystem from swap? What does that mean?"
So I'll quickly jump on that one. So that one could be a variety of things, but that's essentially, imagine PancakeSwap taking pretty much the entire fee. Safemoon take a very small fee to pay devs. You know, it's to add to the ecosystem. At the end of the day, they're a business. They need to pay for devs, they need to pay for the servers, they need to pay for this, that, and the other, and that's a
McLarens,
way
they need
of
to pay for
funding that.
McLarens.
So that's what that fee's
McLarens,
relating
houses,
to.
Rolex
It's to
watches, jet
give
setting
back
around the
and
world.
make a better ecosystem for Safemoon, essentially.
Okay. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Safemoon Millionaire, you had one quick question, so I'll hit you up and then we'll call it there.
Sweet. I can't wait to go back to sleep.
Absolutely. Before I ask my question, first of all, I just want to make sure you guys know you are just as important as John and Jack and Papa and all them. I know they get all the press and everybody loves them, but you guys are just as important in my eyes. You help the community out, so I just wanted to say that.
Thank you.
I love this guy. Look at his
my
DP.
Yeah. My question for you is a usability question, kind of a security question when it comes to the wallet. So I'm an investor since day 4, and I have a large bag. So my concern with the wallet would be immediately transferring over. So I'm actually going to wait.
I don't know about that,
30
Paul. I'm
days,
not quite
45
sure
days
if
to
I
make
was on
sure
fire.
all of the
I'm pretty
stuff is
tired and I
ironed out.
can't wait to go back
However,
to sleep.
in the meantime, when I download the wallet once it launches, I would like to put funds
I do hope
on
it does
there,
move
whether it be
safely. And I
$1,000,
do
$2,000,
apologize for
$5,000 to play with.
having to time me out, but I can't have people giving threats like, well, you know, I'm hypersensitive because I know there's a lot of Moonies that watch each and every comment that happens and all this kind of stuff. So, got to be sensitive about that.
Is all of that going to match up and pull together if I create a new wallet on the Safemoon wallet? Or am I going to have to transfer everything over at that point instead of using my seed phrase and have to pay fees on that? Is there, do you guys know how that's going to work?
So when you first launch the wallet, if you want to access the current wallet, so if you have a Trust wallet or a MetaMask and you have a seed phrase, all your portfolio is stored on the
erased to the
blockchain.
bottom. It's all
If
the
you want to
people that got
access
in early
that,
that
you
are
can
holding.
access that with the Safemoon wallet using your seed phrase. Now, if it is, for example, you have
Definitely
a
would be interesting to
new
see
and
what they
upcoming
pay
token,
themselves.
or a token that
How's the audio? Like when I talk over the stream, is it all right? Because I'm just muting him for the most part, but yeah.
not visual on the Safemoon wallet. So it's still there, but it's not there. If you're looking to move funds across for Safemoon, there is a tax if you want to move it to a new wallet. So if you launch and you create a new wallet, then you're going to have to pay that tax. That there is that tax there available because you're creating a transfer. So you can put your seed phrase in and access everything that you want with your Safemoon wallet as normal. It's just like logging in from Trust Wallet to MetaMask. It's the same principle. You log in, you see your portfolio, it's there. If you want to create a new one, you can create a new one, but you're going to incur that tax that's there, the fee, the transfer fee that's there. Is that if I hit that on the head there, or if I missed the question?
Yeah, so for me,
I'm saying your name.
I have over $1 million in Safemoon because I invested in day 4. So for me, it wouldn't be feasible to make a new wallet and then have to transfer my 500 billion tokens over at a later date because it would be too large of a fee. So I guess that's what I was saying. So I'll just wait 30 days then, and once everything seems to be worked out, and do my seed phrase transfer. That's what I needed, guys. I just wanted to double check on that. It's kind of what I figured. Thank you again very much for holding this. These spaces are freaking awesome, man. I know there's a lot of people that came here that had questions from the Twitter space that couldn't get up there. So thank you again for this.
Yeah, no problem. I appreciate it. Thank you again.
There's only like 3 people on this safe space.
That is a wrap for today, guys. I appreciate everyone tuning in. I know there's still questions to be had, and as I say before, my DMs are open. The community members'
My
DMs
DMs
are
are
open.
open
So if
too.
you've got any questions, reach out to us, and we'll try and answer them. As I say, this is a regular thing. We'll be back next week. There is no Safemoon Sunday next week, but we will be back with the team on the 19th. That's when the next Safemoon Sunday is by the team, core team. So keep an eye out, and we'll see which way they want to perform the announcements for the Safemoon Sunday. Is it another Twitter space? Is it a recorded Twitter video, Twitch video? There's different options now the team can play with, and I was really surprised today for Twitter to be handled so well. It did play ball, as sometimes spaces don't tend to play well, especially with only 300 people in some spaces. So it was great for a turnout on there. Is there a mod after show, Venno?
Yes,
is there
there
anything going
is.
on?
It'll be kind of short. I'm just going to.
That's enough. They're talking about their little video games that they play after the the live stream, which is just pure cringe. I mean, these guys talk about having to work at ludicrous speed, how they don't get to go to sleep, working 40 hours in 40-hour, 2 days, every 2 days and whatnot. 2 hours of sleep every week. The ludicrous lies. But, Yeah, and then they have time to do these community nights with where they play games. Unreal. And Unreal, we don't really have a wallet release date either. Just crazy. There's people who will dig anything up. But I think that is going to be it for the stream. I'm definitely dead tired. It is quite early where I am here in Australia. And I am looking forward to going back to sleep. They should be working on the calculator instead of playing the games. Exactly. That's what they should have been doing last week. Instead, last week, we've got the Smith guy. What's his name? Fuck's sake, Rob. Grow up. I've done worse in my sleep, you bellend. What's he talking about? Well, looks like a bit of casual theft. Jeez. We've got a lot of criminals here. It's pathetic how much time you put into being a hater. Go to sleep. I will there, S. I will. Good night there, my friends. I'll see you next week. Probably. Who knows? Who knows what's happening? But thank you very much for tuning in. And this week, fingers crossed, there will be videos. Got a new camera. Got a green screen. Gonna have a teleprompter hopefully in the next day or two. This Safemoon Sunday was trash. They're giving you major FUD ammo, my man. Well, they just keep on repeating the same old stuff, but I can't believe they talked about transparency the way they did. I mean, it goes against everything that they've been saying beforehand. How important transparency is, and now they're like, you know, this little thing called transparency. Well, who's heard about that? Okay, till next time though, guys, just remember, Safemoon Joe is Safemoon Lewis. God damn, that's bright. Until next time, don't get nightmares. See you later.